So in this video we're going to have a look at GR2-21 and more precisely Vortex, how to build him, how to use him. Let's jump into the video. So this is not so much a guide on GR2-21, it's more specifically a guide on Vortex, where we use him, how we build him, that sort of thing. Now it doesn't really matter what system you're using to get rid of the ads. I'm using Nox because he's absolutely brilliant and I do love him to bits. I'd advise everyone to get one, they're awesome. You might be using Karma or something like that and finding the ads might be much easier. But essentially, if you're using Vortex or you want a healer, I suppose it would work with any healer, but I use Vortex. And I do see people saying, I can't get him built correctly, he takes too much damage, you can't build him strong enough. Because later on, when we place him down to take damage. So he does take the hits. Now we need to make sure that he is built strong enough to be able to take the damage and have enough healing there to heal through it as well. So there are some issues there. Now essentially his defense is god awful, but he is an HP based healer, so we can build him a bit more tanky, and that's what we need to do. So this part of the fight is the beginning part, and it's the same on all systems as everyone uses it. We put down our DPS or double DPS and we take care of the ads. After that we're going to put down our Decimus, we'll shut down Decimus down and he will take care of the two ads that rush in. And this part of Gear 2 is the same that you've been doing for a long time, I would imagine. So wait for the flash to go off and Decimus goes down. Now, the thing I'm not sure if everyone does it or it's me or something, I'm not too sure, but I do like to recall my Decimus. I like to get as many coins as I possibly can, so after the second hit I recall mine just for the extra coins. And then it's another tank down who will take the hit and destroy those two ads. The next part down is Vortex. Vortex goes down on the left hand side, he heals across the board, all nice and easy, and I doubt many people are stuck here. I'm assuming it's the next wave, but it is much for muchness. Now he's going to take the two hits there and he heals himself through it. The interesting thing to note is he hasn't healed anyone for a little while now, so he has a heal waiting. So first damage and then he heals himself straight back up. And then you're waiting for another turn before he heals himself again. I'm using Nox. Nox takes the ads down, that's not an issue, but after we finished using our heals for the two the left hand and the right hand side ad that come along, we can recall our healer because that's the damage done part of it, so he won't be needed again. So I recall my healer as fast as possible. I like to get them back around and back on the board as soon as I can, so that means I have to recall them as soon as I can, and also you get the coin rebate as well. So this time coming around, this is probably the bit where people get a lot more of a headache. Baron goes down, Decimus goes down. This time round I cannot get the coin backs from Decimus. It's not a great biggie, but I do make sure I get it back from Baron because I'm a little bit greedy and I like as many coins as possible. It just makes your life easier when you're trying to place champions down. So that's Decimus gone. I then place my tank on the right hand side and then my tank on the left hand side, recall Baron. Now we're going to get ready for Vortex. A couple of seconds left, there's Vortex. He goes on that left hand side again. Now this is because he's a single target healer. If I push him forward a bit more, then he's got another tank to heal and he doesn't have enough healing to do it. So the other tank on the right hand side has to pretty much look after themselves. It isn't for long, but they do have to look after themselves. Now Vortex now is just healing up himself. Pretty much nowhere else is taking damage on the board, it's all him. But if you include the other tank, then the other tank has to be healed if they're in range. If they're not in range, they look after themselves. Vortex just heals up himself. So don't make the mistake of using your Vortex another row to the right because he won't be able to heal up. Or mine certainly can't heal up two tanks, the DPS and himself, so he has issues there. So just put him on that one on the left, single target healer, and he's just healing up himself. And when that bit's out of the way, we'll just get back round again. We're using our tanks, we're using decimers, we've got those fast acting ads coming down. They come down and hit in, they take half the damage, and then when the second ones come down and do the same, it's replace our tanks. This is the same everywhere. You've used it before in 19 and 20, I'm sure, and you'll be using the same system again here in 21. So there's Volker down, there's my other tank down, they take the damage, just do the recalls where I can, and that's it done. The boss is now walking down. Again, this is the same everywhere you go. You get the boss to walk down, you put a tank in the way, then I'm using my Decimus again because the boss will attack him, he'll go invincible, and then we get him throwing his toys out of his pram and going all red and angry and stuff, and that's the bit we're after. There he is, and we just wait until he's finished there. I mean, Decimus will come off invincible, he'll kill Decimus, he'll be happy with that, and then he goes back to being blue. I place a tank behind him. I'm just weird like that. I think it comes back from trying to place tanks away from the DPS, not facing the DPS back in World of Warcraft days, and then just waiting for the coins to come round, put Nox down, Nox will go down, and then we just take down the boss. And that is essentially the fight done. So you've got to remember, Vortex needs to be placed on that far left hand side. He has always been placed on that square, and it's just so he's out of the way of having to heal too many people. He's a single target healer. He can't heal a lot of people, but he can heal one person, i.e. himself, really, really well. Now the other thing we have to think about is how we build him, so we'll have a look at that in a second. And like I said earlier, the gear isn't fantastic, but it's also not terrible. If you're doing GR2-21, I don't think your gear can be terrible. If you think you've rolled stuff up to 12, then you're very much mistaken, I think. So there's the boss going down. This is my first run through as well, so bear in mind that there is no power of dominance on. You can go back and check and if you really want to, but that's the run actually done there. Happy days. That's all done, little under 5 minutes, easy-ish, as long as you know where to place your Vortex and how to build him. Let's go and have a look at the build then. So here's the little water legend himself. He is fully awakened and he has got all his skills maxed out. On the left hand side he's in a force set, life force set, giving him 25% HP. They are the stats on the right. Okay, now he's got high HP, but I think you can get below that. His defense is terrible, so don't overly worry about the defense there. Now this 20% defense it gives him. Now he's got what? Just under 650, so 20% of that is 130-ish, give or take, just under. So he's just getting 130 defense from a purple roll, giving him defense percent. So don't worry about defense percent. In fact, you're probably better off with flat defense on him, but you don't really need to get his defense up that high. That isn't the issue with building him at all. So there we go, look at his chest piece. That hasn't rolled purple. It's 139 defense. That gives him more defense than the stat above it, which is purple. See, Vortex, very low defense, so actually better off. If you have got defense on there, don't worry about it being flat defense. Now, on the right hand side, we do have him in full invigoration set. The stat rolls aren't particularly good, but there's certain things I am looking for, and that is HP percent, attack speed. Next piece down, full on attack speed with some HP percent, and then lastly HP percent with attack speed. I want that attack speed as fast as possible because I don't lose that much healing. He's got almost an extra 400 attack speed. This is where, if you're going wrong with your Vortex, this is the issue, or the place you're going wrong with it. His attack interval is down to 1.5 seconds. Not hanging around for that 3 seconds, we're down to 1.5. He is healing twice as often as every other Vortex, or a normal Vortex. If you are running your Vortex at a 3-second speed, then you are not healing fast enough to deal with those boulders. You'll need a lot more HP or a lot more defense, but get that attack speed up so you can heal yourself twice as often, because you won't heal yourself for half the amount. You'll heal yourself for a fraction less, but you'll be doing it twice as often. That defence is god awful, so you're not going to be able to build enough defence on him to overcome the boulders and take very much less damage. He was taking generically, I think, about 14,000 damage, and he heals himself for 17. So you can take one of the boulders, or you can take both of them, and you can heal yourself up quickly enough to get that shield back on yourself. Don't mess around, get his attack speed up. That's where most people, I think, struggle with their Vortex, and that's how I've got mine built. Really fast, or not really fast, I suppose there are people who are running faster than that. I've gone down to 1.5 second attack speed or attack interval, and I think that is where you need to get yours at. Now, I hope this was helpful. I hope you've found some use out of it, and I hope you can go on and clear 21 now. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a thumbs up and a subscribe. It would help me out massively, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Cheers and goodbye.